I was a cast member at Walt Disney World for 5 years. I went to the insane rave at Cinderella Castle right before the pandemic shut down the world, and this is a cast member story. Cut back to 2020, before we really had to worry about a pandemic, COVID, or we were truly thinking about that kind of stuff. Now take 10,000-ish cast members, stick them in the hub, the area right in front of Cinderella Castle at the Magic Kingdom, shoot off fireworks, and have EDC-style EDM music, lasers, and lights go off for 2 hours for a totally free concert for cast members. And it ended up being one of the wildest situations that's ever happened to me when I was a cast member in the park, and it literally set the internet ablaze. Everyone heard that the Magic Kingdom was having a full-fledged rave, and for Walt Disney World, this was a full-fledged rave. The internet freaked out when they heard about this, and rightfully so. The idea of having a rave at the Magic Kingdom is some people's ultimate dream. Whether you love EDM-style music, whether you love Disney, whether you're a Disney adult and just want to see Disney do something like that, whether you're a theme park fan that never thought Disney would reach into that realm, everyone was interested, and they should have been, because it was ridiculous. Fireworks, shooting off into the sky, directly to the music. This was an event that I would have paid for tenfold if they'd actually charged. Instead, this was a one-night-only event that happened less than 2 months before the parks closed down for COVID, and it's something that I don't know if we'll get again for a long, long time. Now, it is normal for Disney to rent out their parks to businesses. It's not uncommon for the Magic Kingdom, Disney's Hollywood Studios, or even specific rides or lands like Pandora, the World of Avatar, to be rented out for an evening. Now, it's not cheap, but during those events, people can have things like alcohol in the Magic Kingdom, which is something you can't just walk around with when you're normally in the park. During this event, of course, there was a massive, massive concert. And I'm showing video, of course. You can see what I mean when I say the word massive. Now, due to copyright strikes, music, and all that stuff, you won't hear the music, but go look up DJ Axwell and you'll get the idea. It was a loud and energetic experience that I really wish that people could experience. I'm telling you, if this was to happen at the park, this is a Disney After Hours event that people would freak over. I know people love the Disney characters. They love the rides. They love visiting Magic Kingdom and doing a lot of the experiences that are already offered with the After Hours experiences at Walt Disney World. That being said, this was nuts, and I think could bring in people that otherwise might not normally visit the Magic Kingdom. Now, a majority of the park was closed down. This wasn't like we could open roam around the park. The cast members were just invited there to be able to enjoy the music and the concert. But that's all you really needed. You were standing at Cinderella Castle while spotlights and lasers were shooting onto the castle, shooting down the crowds in Main Street, and fireworks were going off in the sky and on the Cinderella Castle stage to the music. It is something that I assume that the Disney techs and lighting team, the people who worked on the castle and projection mapping, it's something they dreamed of and thought would never happen, because is there a more iconic stage than Cinderella Castle stage? I mean, it was the #1 most photographed thing on Instagram for years and years and years. A lot of people recognize Cinderella Castle before they'll recognize many of the United States monuments in DC and gigantic skyscrapers in other cities across the world. It is one of the most iconic structures on the face of the earth, so to see it light up and go with this music that wasn't negative towards Disney, but certainly wasn't something that Disney normally would produce, was really, really wild. Now, is Disney ever going to do this again in the future? I don't know. Will it ever be hosted like a ticket that day guests can go into? Probably not. But if you've ever thought about being a cast member, just know that there is a lot more perks than getting 20 or 30% off of certain items and getting discounts on tickets and, of course, hotels. There are actually a lot of advantages to being a cast member, and, of course, there is the difficulty as well of working in the busiest tourist destination on the entire planet. I'm not going to say being a cast member is this perfect, magical world that always goes right, because it doesn't. But what I can say is that there are some wild perks that you wouldn't think about. Being able to go to some of the water parks in the middle of summer and have it closed off at night, and you and your friends, just a bunch of cast members, hanging out on the beaches. Being able to go to late night concerts like that, being the first people to go on rides like Cosmic Rewind over at Epcot, and a bunch of other kind of weird but really awesome things. If you are looking to work for some of the big theme parks in the Central Florida area like SeaWorld, Universal, or Disney, do know that while yes, some of them are not going to be the highest paying, you probably could get paid the same amount, if not more, at a nearby Wawa or a different gas station, working inside of one of the local malls. The perks definitely raise your pay a little bit. Please don't take this as an ad of me trying to get you to work for one of these companies. Do whatever you want. I don't work for them anymore, so clearly I had my reason to leave. But what I can say is that there are unique perks like that, like a concert at the Magic Kingdom, like being the first person on a roller coaster, like trying out specific foods, things like that. It's something to think about because you never know if you could visit Walt Disney World and be able to go to a concert for free at around 11 o'clock at night while you have a bunch of guests at the Contemporary using their binoculars and phones to look over and wonder what the heck is happening in the Magic Kingdom. And that's a cast member story.